Jiangsu Shiri for wisdom. Jamden Jambe Yang Chazo, Angelo, Niji to Karalamanzan, Kandasi Bezara Marin, Duma Chiseven, Rozokun, Wichita, and Lakuji and so on. New Monilon, Charo Transachi, Marin, Duma New Witch, Nichunza Rajana, then Tajin, Sajutas in the news or Yasutu, Jutachudan, Chuni Janje, Dalu Missing Jambeyan, the Treaty, Chara, Visit, Mumbaras on the Kadante, Juju. Okay, thank you. I think we start here, is it? Just at the beginning, when observing object. Yeah, okay. Here from the beginning, explain how this prayer, in the beginning, it's explained how you can achieve enlightenment through the right path. Means path of accumulation of the merit, path of wisdom accumulation. Merging or join together, then you will achieve the enlightenment, the Buddha enlightenment. So that means the cause and effect. Yeah, cause and effect. If the right cause, then the accordingly effect will happen. So cause, the two accumulation combined together. Practice you will be fell into the full enlightenment of Buddhahood. So this is the basic nature of the enlightenment. Nature of enlightenment, it depends on the nature of the cause. So cause is to combine together, two accumulation join together. And as this was the beginning, the explanation, then the maximum part of the teaching here is how to develop the wisdom accumulation. Here, in this subject, not largely explaining how to accumulate the merits. I mean, merit you can accumulate through being generosity, such as generosity, and there are a lot of teachings on about moral ethics, how to develop the merits through actions, what you say and what you do, and then the motivation, how you should think, anything that you say or do out of compassion, that will lead into the accumulation of merits, such as all these Dharma ethic teachings were given in different subjects. Here, mainly concentrate how to accumulate the merits, accumulate the wisdom. Yeah? So it's explained a lot about such as here, the ground. I'm sorry, in the first page 12, page 12. In page 12, the fourth paragraph. The ground of the purification is mind, essence. The union of being empty and cognizant. That which purifies is the great Vajra-like practice of Mahamudra. Okay. The name of the practice, Mahamudra, the methods. May we realize the immaculate Dhammakaya, the fruition of having purified all the passing stains of the confusion that are to be purified. So the remedy is the wisdom, and the target that you to purify is the stains of the confusion in the mind. So, as much as the part of the wisdom increase, the stains of the confusion will decrease simultaneously. So when you reach to the top level of the wisdom, then the stains of the confusion will be naturally rooted out. So remedy and target goes like that. If the ignorance of the stains of the confusion is here, then wisdom is here. Yeah? So it goes like that. Therefore, all the methods has been explained. And now we came to page 14, when observing objects. When observing objects, yeah? Like here, before that, paragraph 4, I think so. When looking again and again into the unseen mind, the fact that there is nothing to see is vividly seen as it is. So this is how the wisdom is increasing. Huh? Cutting through doubts about its nature being existent or non-existent. So this whether this is there or not there, usually human has that concept. But when the real nature is vividly increased, it's emerged, then all these doubts will be naturally removed, because like when you have light on, the darkness will go away naturally. So from mind, all this ignorance will be eliminated naturally. So here, may we unmistakably recognize our own essence. So this is the wish. Huh? So the essence will be recognized spontaneously, and as long as you could recognize the essence, then all this doubt will be eliminated, and the one that seen vividly will be more clear, more solid. So here, the wish that he made is may we unmistakably recognize our own essence. Unmistakably, why he said is, there is a slim chance to go into mistakes by craving on that. Even the meditators, when they vividly experience the essence, but still, due cause of the past habit is so strong, so you may crave on it as something, this is so good, like excited, and craving on it, then it will change into stains. Therefore, you say here, may we unmistakably recognize our own essence. Is it clear? When observing objects, they are seen to be the mind devoid of objects. As long as you have the experience of the essence of mind, then when you focus on the phenomena, what do you see, what do you hear, through that, then it's totally changed from the normal. It will be changed. Why? Usually we see everything is very solidly. Yeah. Now you will not see everything solidly. That much the term we can use now to explain it. Yeah? So like cats and dogs, when they say everything what they think of, they only have to use their language like that's all, yeah? They have not a dictionary. So we have a lot of dictionary, but to explain about the wisdom experience, still we are lacking of the terms, because we have no idea. But anyway, through many methods you can explain. Therefore it says, the devoid of the objects means that For instance, there was a great meditator in Karmapa lineage. His name is Nyemo, and when he reached to certain experience, then he's made a poem and song, singing song by himself, saying that Allah means wonderful, yeah, wonderful. All this phenomenon is mirage, and the rock behind me is penetrable, and all the scene is wonderful. You know, I'm free from the trap of the duality. So everything what I see, what I experience, is wonderful. Because beyond of the craving, beyond of the attachment, so you will have very wonderful experience. Whatever you see, whatever you listen is helpful support for his achievement. When observing the mind, when you look at the external things, you will see differently, and in the same way, if you focus back on the internal, the mind nature, when observing the mind, there is no mind, as it is empty of an entity. When observing both, dualistic fixation is spontaneously freed. May we realize the nature state of the luminous mind. Yeah? So, external objects is no more as something that you will cling on, because the consciousness which perceiving is now free of the dualistic. So you will experience everything is in different state of mind than usual. So you will, therefore the feeling is totally liberated. Yeah? Of course, this is a high level experience about meditation. So we only have to figure out as something, yes, we understood, which is good. Yeah? Okay. When observing both dualistic fixation is spontaneously free, may we realize the nature state of the luminous mind. Being free from mental fabrication, it is Mahamudra, devoid of extremes. It is great middle way. It is also called Dzogchen, the embodiment of all. May we attain the confidence of realizing all by knowing one nature. When you realize the original nature of the essence of the mind, then you realize all. Yeah? Can you give me some of your view? What are your understanding about it? I know it is very profound, but you can roughly figure out or not. You do. Yeah, you know. So when you look at your essence of mind is simple. You make your mind is free from the thoughts, and that state of mind has to be maintained, fully aware about it. At the other time, I demonstrate how you do the meditation. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Some of us were not there.
Mm-hmm. You should know, of course I will do. You will do it. Of course I will do that. I will do meditation with you. I'll be very happy for that. When observing objects, they are seen to be the mind devoid of objects. When observing objects, they are seen to be the mind devoid of objects. When observing the mind, there is no mind, as it is empty of an entity. So all this is connected to the first suggestion here. And one suggestion, and then before that another suggestion, so it went through like that, yeah? As I told you other time, now I explain something more to some of the new people here. Anything what you hear, anything what you see is depends on your mind, yeah? Without mind, without eyes, the shapes or colors can not exist by itself. Therefore, all the colors and shapes what we experience depends on our own consciousness. Through mind, through eyes. And all the sounds can no longer exist if there is no air consciousness. So it's actually they deeply connected to the consciousness of the human being and of sentient beings. The shape, color, the sounds, everything cannot exist by itself. Yeah? So like John Lennon, good song, what I know only. Alright, if there is no air consciousness, how can the song of John Lennon exist by itself? Huh? Yeah, not hearing, listening consciousness, hearing consciousness. So it depends on consciousness. When your consciousness is in the essence, come to the essence of the consciousness, means not as stained by the external objects, yeah? Not destruction of that, not as drawn by something you hear, not drawn by something you see or something you feel. When you could free your mind totally from all these craving or attachment, then mind will go into the real original nature. And from that nature, when you look at the external things, then experience will have something else that from our normal, isn't it? Of course. Because our consciousness right now is craving, craving, craving. So now you change it. You went into its nature. In the nature of the mind, craving is not there. How can it exist craving? Then constantly you are craving something, then no other craving can enter in it, yeah? So then if you're craving on something, then you will stuck on that. So all the cravings are just like mirage. It is not there. It is not there in the mind. So therefore you can switch to different things. So it's all artificial. So when you could free from the cravings, then you will come back to the original state of the mind. As long as subject of the craving only. Of course there are all others, all kind of things, confusions in the mind. All are created by the dualistic, what can I say, trap? Or, process of the dualistic. When you could make your mind is totally free from that, means then you come back to the independent nature of air. Then from that, when you look at the phenomena, so you will have totally different experience. Therefore it said, when observing objects, they are seen to be the mind devoid of objects, means that. So the master made wonderful songs about his experience. And he said, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. He could not tell so much more because human has no language for it. Okay. What is the luminous, yeah, of mind? Great bliss, free from attachment, is unceasing. Luminosity, devoid of fixation, is unobscured. Non-thought, transcending the intellect, is spontaneously present. Without effort, may our experience be unceasing. Right? So, the great bliss is what? What kind of bliss? Free from attachment is unceasing. Spontaneous, yeah? Unceasing is free from attachment. There is a great bliss caused by free from attachment. On top of that, you are not ceasing. So unceasing. So the luminosity from mind is emerged. That is devoid of fixation, not stick on one thing. It's totally unobstructed. Yeah? Is unobscured. Non-thought. Thought is mind confused. So as water confused, then it's become wave. So when mind is confused, mind is trapped by dualistic process, then mind became thoughts. So countless thought. Unrestful mind means countless thought. So non-thought, transcending the intellect, is spontaneously present. So if you have the first great bliss, you have second devoid of fixation and unobscured. When you have that, then you will have non-thought and transcending the intellect. No? All this will develop spontaneously. Without effort, and nature it will appear. May our experience be unceasing. The fixation of clinging to good experience is spontaneously free. Again, furthermore, suggestion is, even though you reach to that, still there is a chance to craving on it a little bit. So that has to be freed. So fixation of clinging by thinking that, this is the final. So you're clinging on. So when this kind of, it's connected to attachment. This is wonderful. This is enough now. I'm happy. So there's also a clinging on, or fixation of clinging. To good experience is spontaneously again freed. The confusion of bad thoughts is naturally purified. Ordinary mind is free from acceptance and rejection. Yeah. May we realize the truth of Dharma devoid of constructs. Yeah. Bad thoughts and good thoughts all are naturally purified. So ordinary mind is free from acceptance and rejection. So all living beings confused from this acceptance and rejection. First, when we don't know, unfortunately, sentient beings had a mind to think, I am self-clinging. When you have that attitude, then develop mind. And then you have acceptance and rejection. I need this, I don't need that. So then excluded all the confusions endlessly. So when you could free from that, means when you could sit on its original nature, you will spontaneously freed from, you will be spontaneously freed from the acceptance and rejection. That's the truth of the mind. The nature of all now the subject is more ending here by explaining some qualities, by explaining the qualities you will achieve in the process of this meditation. The nature of all beings is always the enlightened state, which is true. Otherwise, mind can never be purified. Mind definitely can be purified because naturally it is pure. But not realizing it, they wander endlessly in samsara. Towards the countless sentient beings who suffer, may overwhelming confusion arise in our mind. So this confusion is painless compassion, free of the sensation. You will have, by knowing, by experience freshly about nature, but you have compassion towards two sentient beings. So, like, if I understood while I'm doing meditation, I understood somebody is having a terrible dream and suffering. So I know his dream is not real, and I know dreamer's mind is not real, though I can have compassion. So I don't have any attachment on everything. No, this is the still not very accurate, but roughly accurate metaphor. The not realize the nature of all beings always in compassion arise in our mind. The play of overwhelming compassion being unobstructed. The play of overwhelming compassion unobstructed means what I explain now, unobstructed, because I am not attached. In the moment of love, the empty essence nakedly dawns. Moment of love and empty essence nakedly dawns. So, when the dawn comes, the dawn. I think this dawn is before sun rising, isn't it? So that means then it's confirmed that sun will rise. Same. The above mentioned, when you have the above mentioned experience, that means it's confirmed. Sooner or later, you will have the not full, according to the qualities of the original wisdom development. The masters classified 10 levels of experience, but every level means when you reach to the first level, means you are already enlightened, freed from the samsaric minds, but still you have more to develop. So it means this dawn means now you will be on the first level. But no, first level is not at all you can compare to our troubles. So don't think, oh, still I am there like that. Don't think like So okay. So norms. Maybe constantly practice day and night this spring path of unity, devoid of arrows. It's simple, no? Yeah. The first Tamasha on the bad thoughts. the confusion of the bad thoughts is naturally purified. I'm not so happy with the word bad thoughts. I will say the confusion of the, instead of saying bad thoughts, it refers to the normal illusion. Confusion of the illusion? I think so. Bad thoughts means a single particular bad thought. That is not here. It's a general, not perfect state of mind. So I'd like to say type illusion, which is general. Yeah. Okay. This is the moment you have compassion and love for sentient beings, and simultaneously you will come into the state of mind which has no attachment. Therefore, all the compassions and loves carry great merits without attachment. And that is the expressway for enlightenment. Expressway, yeah? Or maybe rocket for enlightenment. Okay? So, may we constantly practice day and night this supreme path of the unity, devoid of errors. No errors. As long as you have that, there's no errors. Can no longer exist as small as atoms. The errors cannot be there. Therefore, this merging path to unity is the supreme path. The eyes and spark knowledge resulting from the power of practice, the ripening of sentient beings, the cultivation of Buddha realms, and the perfection of expressions to accomplish all enlightened qualities may be attained the buddhahood of having accomplished ripening, cultivation, and perfection. So these are it's explaining the process. So when you reach to the top levels, then rapidly you will develop it. Yeah, without any obstacles, spontaneously you will develop, and then you will have a lot of these qualities. Like means, for example, when the Sister Karmapa was in the bed, when he was sick, in hospital. Okay, in the hospital. The cancer, those times cancer was very painful. And now not as good as nowadays. So when he had pain, he could go into sleep. I was there. So he could go into sleep. And when he is in sleep, then he was laughing. Laughing. And one time he woke up, he told us, there was one Lama from Soyambu Monastery, he was there with me. He said, his secretary, Tenzin, is talking so much and something like that, he said. So excited about talking. And then again he went back to sleep. So his name is Kumanga. Kumang went downstairs. That hospital was in New Delhi, that first time. He went down. Tenzin, his secretary, is down there, and he was talking like this and so excited about talking something with, Karmapa Rangjung, at least you know. Karmapa Rangjung and Tenzin was talking so much. So yeah, these are the, when you go into the luminosity, then state of mind is totally free from the obstructions, so you see everything. You hear everything, yeah? It's not telepathic and so-called like that, mysterious, yeah? It's nature of the capacity of the wisdom. So the eyes, then you have a lot of names there. Seeing things, hearing, listening, hearing far away voice, like the teacher of two chief disciples of Buddha. Before they met Buddha, they had a teacher. You know, the concentration meditation was already there before Buddha. It was already there. Samatha, the great, the part of the samatha practice was already exist. They had a teacher, master, and then Sariputra was assisting master because he was sick, and then master was laughing. And then Sariputra, the name of the two chief disciples of Buddha. One is Sariputra, and two of them, two friends became the disciple of this master. And other one's name is Mangalputra. Mangal means Tashi in Tibetan. Mangal means auspicious. Mangalputra and Sariputra, two. Putra means son. So their mother gave that name. So one's name is Mangalputra, other one is Sariputra. Before they went to see Buddha, they met Buddha, they were disciple of one master who was doing meditation. And he was laughing. And then he asked, "Why are you laughing, master?" He said, "In Indonesia, the king jumped into the funeral of his wife." He did say that. And then sometime later, Sariputra went for shopping. And he met a man who has a yellow curly hair. He asked where he from. He said he came from Sumatra, Indonesia. So those time people were, Buddha's time when century was not yet started. Buddha's time the centuries,
Right.
before century. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So India was already okay for traveling, shipping, traveling. It's already okay. So business was there already between Indonesia and India. So he asked, "What news in your country?" Well, the famous news in my country is our king jumped into Queen's funeral flame. So he noted down that. And then one day he had discussion with his friend. He said, the Mangapu said, "Our master told me yesterday or some days, told me, now I will die very soon. I will no longer be here. But you don't have to worry. The Gautama, the prince of the, will be enlightened very soon. So he will teach. You two should go to see him." So then the other one said, "Oh, other day, I was also told by him that the king of Indonesia jumped into the flame of his wife's funeral." Oh, okay, now master understood everything. So later, that's how they went to see Buddha. And they became the chief disciple of Buddha. I think in India, the Satya, woman jumping into flame, started from from that note, maybe. That's just my I think so, because later then some husband, not good husband, told to wife, jump into the flame of my funeral by using the reference. Anyway, so these are the meditation qualities you will achieve in the process of the wisdom achieved. May we attain the buddhahood of having accomplished ripening, cultivate, and reflections. There's no point to go into details about what kind of this eyes and spark knowledge resulted is a quite big subject, but still to us, well, I already explained to you about this historical recognizes. By the power of the compassion of the victorious ones and their sons in the 10 directions, that means refers to the bodhisattvas and Buddhas and bodhisattvas, and by all the perfect virtue that exists, may I and all beings attain accomplishment in accordance with these expressions. Here, it's giving you the suggestions. If you offer your agreement or rejoice of others' merits, then merit is a cause naturally happening, so that you can merge with your merits. Therefore, you say, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, whatever cultivation they dedicated for sentient beings, I rejoice with them and make wishes with all sentient beings to achieve the enlightenment. So may I and all beings attain accomplishment in accordance with these aspirations. So these aspirations, all the above aspirations, including that I inviting the aspirations of the great Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who remain in the 10 directions of this space. I inviting here and make wishes that all together and achieve our wish that all sentient beings can attain the enlightenment. Yeah? Thank you. Yeah, so this subject is over. And we do some meditation, yeah? First I will do meditation of this giving and taking. Okay? About 5 minutes. Yeah? 5 minutes. No, I'm making mistakes. First 5 minutes for the counting breath, yeah? 5 minutes. And then I will explain to you how you look at the mind nature. And we can do about 5 minutes meditation and have a little break. And then Omen, giving and taking. That means what? First you do counting on breath is like inject to your mind to able to concentrate well. Yeah, training. And then have short break. And then do the mind nature meditation, which is the actual meditation. After that, we do giving and taking is dedication for sentient beings. Yeah? So this is the package. Right, so concentrate on breath. And exhale. You don't have to count by mind, since I will ring the bell, that means end. So concentrate on your breath and exhale. You can visualize breath is in a beam of light and independently came out and then inhale, went up to the lung, or if you just imagine, if you can imagine non-existence, then it can go all the way up to the toe of the feet. So it's longer, the better, more effective it is. This only trains your mind to able to concentrate and also pacify the mind, okay? Exhale and inhale. Keep the eye nature and look through the angle, means part of your nose vividly see. So this is a good position of how you look at. When you rest on your mind beings, most important is being aware of your mind situation. So when you, instead of focus on anything, focus on your mind, there is no any particular ideas or thoughts, but you can see, you can experience, mind is clearly in its awareness. And so be like. So if any thoughts arise, you will recognize spontaneously. You will recognize. The moment you recognize it, then look at that thought, and it will merge with the state mind which has no thoughts. With the full awareness, you can do it. So, there's nothing that you look at, but you can keep it. So when you look at me, you will understand it. And then you can do meditation. So I do. First you look at me. Okay. Sorry. So, okay, now you do, okay? You do together. short and with qualities and have rest, and then you do it many times, and accumulation of the habits, good habit. If you do long time at one time, sure, mind is not that easy to control, so later it will react. Yeah? So then thinking, and then do meditation and again, and then so not good habits. So therefore, good habit, good quality means being away, that you maintain, you could continue nicely, and before it happens, more uncontrollable, yeah, and apart from it. So that's good quality. So accumulation of that by doing many times, then quickly you will get used to it. Okay. Any questions regarding the mind nature meditation? And now we do tone, okay, giving and taking. So same, you follow your breath, and imagination is here, very meritorious imagination is, when you breathing up means when you follow your breath, exhale, your breath carries all your merits and compassions and absorbed by limitless sentient beings in light way. And when you inhale and your breath relieve their sufferings and be absorbed by you, and it's discipline. Yeah? Absorbed by you and then disappear. Disappear means like cloud disappeared in the sky. So the sufferings are no longer not existing, therefore it's disappeared. So exhale, again, you give your merits and compassion and receive by all sentient beings. Inhale, you free them from their sufferings. Okay? I say like we means instantly. Or the distance, so-called distance, is also illusion. Yeah? For example, when your mind is out of the body, you have no distance. Distance is because of the physical form. So actually the time distance is not existing. So Dewa Chen, right after you die, and Dewa Chen means no distance. So change, yeah? The seeing is changing. So seeing from this world and change to Buddha Amitabha's pure. So it is not that you have to fly to. Okay? So, sorry?
Do the sufferings disappear instantaneously when we breathe them in because they actually don't exist?
Yeah, suffering cannot be exist. Suffering cannot exist by itself. Suffering is of sentient beings, yeah? So where is suffering? If suffering is apart there, then it's like suffering. Then you can take out the suffering and give to people and then back. You cannot. Suffering is individual's experience, which is not really existing. Yeah. If suffering exists, then there's no chance to be free from suffering. Okay. Okay. So, thank you.
Dedicate the merit.
Ah, so Lama Yeshidrima will continue to revive all the teachings from time to time and also do the meditation. Thank you.
Together, dedicate. Page 4. This merit,
may I liberate sentient beings from the ocean of resistance and the turbulent waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. May the most precious mind of awakening that has not yet dawned now arise. Once arisen,